you know?
Yeah, I dropped the mic. It's exactly as it's hot because, this, when you get questions like this, this is somebody who wants a magic bullet, wants a magic pill, and wants you to say, it's okay, you can eat your McDonald's, drink your coffee, have your cigarettes, have your whatever. And if you take this, then that will fix you. It doesn't go like that. You have to go down and clean it out.
But now, guess what, guys? We're into the next part of the breakfast show this morning, which is the pursuit of success. All right. It's the pursuit of success where we always have a guest come in to share their journey concerning the things that they've created. And we have a very, very special guest that's come on the show today. Actually, not physically in the show, because to be honest with you, for them to get to here at the time of the breakfast show from where they are, it would be a mission. But I want to just give a big, warm welcome to our special guest, Merlee Harris. Good morning from Beechcroft Retreats. Good morning, Merlee Harris.
Good morning.
Oh yeah, lovely. Oh yeah, yeah, that's lovely. All right.
Claps and applause.
I'm telling you, look, Merlee, you just, it just is what it is, Merlee. How are you doing today, my dear?
Oh, I'm really well, thank you. Really well.
Fantastic. I know you're an early bird. However, we all try to do our best in the morning. So thank you so much for doing your best to make sure they're available for us today, this morning. Yeah. Yes. However, one of the things is everybody's keen to know a bit more about you. I've been blabbing about you, but everybody wants to kind of know from the actual lovely horse, so to speak.
From the horse's mouth.
From the horse's mouth. I don't like to refer to people's animals,
From the lovely horse.
I'm trying to, sometimes
say it as it is.
You know what you say it as it is. That's how you are. I got to change my life. All right. So, Merlee, tell us a bit about yourself. Tell us a bit about you. Tell us a bit about you and what you've built.
Okay. Well, my name's Merlee Harris, and I'm a naturopath.
What's a naturopath?
A naturopath is somebody that deals with natural medicine.
Hey, we love those tips.
So, natural medicine, natural products, everything in its most natural form. But that wasn't what I always did, because my background was medical. My background was nursing.
Okay.
And I came up from a formal medical background into naturopathy.
Wow.
And the formal medical background was simply because that's what my parents wanted me to do, because it looked just a better job.
Yeah.
It had more kudos. When you come from a West Indian background, they're wanting you, the lawyer, the doctor, the whatever, right?
I think West Indian, African.
Yeah,
a lawyer, solicitor, anything else is not a job.
Everything that's got an ology to it or whatever. But I really wanted to be in the arts. I wanted to be an actress, and I wanted to be a singer, and I wanted to, and that was suppressed by my family, especially my dad, who was a disciplinarian, and he said, no, you go into nursing, and that was it, really.
Okay.
And back in them days, children really had a lot of respect for their parents. You wouldn't argue and say, and run away from home, or say, I'm going to, ring social services. You'd get a good hiding. It just wasn't what you did, right?
There's no free will in them times.
Not really, because and actually, I am now what I'm doing, and my journey to it. It was good to actually have that strong discipline, because it comes into everything that I do as a naturopath, into everything. And without discipline and that strong motivation and will. And, you know, things don't always go as you wish them to, because you kind of drop off the wagon because you just don't have the discipline to follow through. So that was kind of a core thing for me.
Wow. Just to hold you there, because it's amazing how this word discipline keeps coming up on the show continuously. It's like every guest that goes on the show, they always hit us with the word discipline. You know, so that's a really key thing. And Father, I was walking around the studio. I didn't realize that my shirt back was closer to the chair. All right. But anyway, discipline. So that's a really key thing. And just to give everybody a picture, because you saying you're a naturopath, I don't think everybody grasps the idea of what you do, because I've been to your resort and it's an absolutely beautiful place. You know, people are able to stay over there for like a week, and they have like a whole cleansing thing going on. You know what I mean?
That's correct.
And you've literally, you know, and you've brought in other people who are like-minded people who specialize in different other stuff as well. Right, and you know, and that helps also the different clientele that you deal with, and it's a lovely place. There's a lovely lake, like a little fish pool fountain, and the fish come out there and they say hello to you. Literally, there's a fish. Fish. She goes over and she's like, "Hey," and the fish comes out like, "Hi, Merlee."
Yeah, he does. It's a retreat. It's a retreat center, and how this came about, Robert, was because I was doing retreats all over the world. You know, from India, Portugal, Spain, Nevis, you know, in the West Indies. And I made a decision that I just didn't want to travel anymore.
Going to these
different places. Yeah, I made a decision that, you know, I'm going to other people's beautiful places to run these retreats, but it was their place, it was their stamp on it. And somewhere that I could build with my stamp and everything that I wanted. And it's a big thing to take 25, 30 people away to somewhere that's not yours. So you have to get there days ahead.
Wow.
You've got to set everything up. You've got to get all the food in. You've got to organize everybody there. And it's not your place, right? And then you're having to leave and get all of that ready and then get back on a plane or get on a and
wow.
So
I didn't know that's how it started.
It's exciting. It sounds exciting, but when you're bringing 15 rebounders with you and the car is packed to the hilt, you're lining up to get on a ferry it really is not much fun.
Okay.
And while I enjoyed flying at one time, I don't really now. I come to the stage where I just wanted to have my place, Merlee's place, and that's how.
Welcome to the club. I hate flying as well.
Okay, by the way, that was just Hercules. He's our man of sound.
Okay.
Yeah, he's the one. He lifts up his hand. He says, "What would you say, Hercules?"
I'm with you. I'm in a club. I hate flying.
Okay. So
and I literally stuck a pin in the map, and Beechcroft was the second property that came up.
All
and
right.
This is out in East Sussex.
Wow.
In the East. And I just drove and came down, saw the place, had no means actually of buying it or thinking I, could afford. But when I came to see the place, I knew that it wasn't going to just be Merlee's house. I really knew this was going to be a place where people were going to come and experience great healing and experience good health, because, I believe in God, and by His grace, Beechcroft came by His grace.
Wow.
Because when you're doing something in life that's not about you, but you include, especially when it comes to health, then there's another hand that comes out that supports that process.
This is the Spirit.
And I can tell you that the hand of God supported that process.
Powerful.
Because, as I was speaking to my financial advisor when I found it, and I'm all excited, like going on, I found the place, there needs some work doing, but blah, blah, blah. And he was silent on the phone for about half an hour, because it was like, so how are you going to pay for this? And I said, well, by God's grace.
All right, you know what we're going to do? We're going to save that part for part 2. Yeah, okay. That's going to be part 2. That's great, because I think everyone's ears are really attentive now. That's going to be part 2.
It really is.
That's another journey.
Really is.
That's another journey. Yeah.
Because when I say to people, and people say, how did you acquire? How are you here? You know, and really is the truth of what happened, because I was in France at the time when it came through with 20 participants who were really unwell going through the whole liver cleanse process. When this place, you know, actually all went through the solicitor call to say everything's gone through, it's all fine.
Wow.
So I know that the hand of the Almighty, it's what made that happen.
Powerful.
So Beechcroft, as you were saying earlier, Beechcroft retreats, because I know to say resort, but it really is a retreat, somewhere where people can come and just still the mind, still the heart, and know that there is an absolute power working here to help them to heal. So they can come for a day. People can book in for a day and have a day detox, or they can book in for a week, or they can book in for a weekend. But the serious detoxes, they've got to be here for no less than 7 to 10 days.
Okay, so this is really a place, a retreat for people to mend.
For people to mend on all different levels, and sometimes, tell you the truth, Robert, people just need to get away from their everyday mind clutter, and be able to come that they can declutter the mind and be still. Yeah.
So Merlee, because we're going to go into how you managed to set up and build Beechcroft, but this is part 1. I'm quite curious, because you know, this is great what's happening in Beechcroft. Everyone who's listening right now, you know, they're like, okay, ooh la la, that sounds really powerful, you know. However, obviously you didn't just plonk there. You didn't just plonk there, you know, and no, you came from somewhere. And something interesting you said, you started off in the medical background, right? Because you can have people that just, you know, learn nutrition in terms of just learning it, but you're someone that you've gone through the whole process in terms of the pharmaceutical industry, as well as into naturopathy or naturopathy. Just natural. I can't. Oh, there's no theory. Okay. Okay. So. So my question.
Even autopsy, Robert.
Oh.
Even autopsy.
Oh, I can say autopsy.
Even autopsy, I said. So from nursing to opening up a human body and and going in and seeing how we're made up, to have the privilege to be able to have done that as well.
So you studied all of that?
All of that, and actually did it physically.
What? So wait. So like CSI, you know, someone would actually send you a body.
That's right. At Guy's Hospital, you're taken in with 11 of you, and there's several bodies there, and you're there and you have to go through and open up a human body and know where all the parts are and see how we're made up. So you're working hands-on with people. You know how the body works.
Yes.
Because people know how their cars work, but I tell you, 80% of the population actually don't know how their body works. And it was really quite interesting this morning on the news, this boy that's gone blind from his diet.
Really?
From living on junk food, from living on crisps and white bread and everything. It was on the news this morning. He's gone blind. What? So if we knew the body and knew the right thing to put into the body to keep the body well, then, you know, of course we've got to pass from something, but we would have a longer and more fruitful life, just understanding how the body works.
That's true. So you got into, and I think even you wanted to become you were creative. You were a creative person. You know, obviously, I believe the whole naturopath side of it didn't come straight away, right?
No, it didn't.
All right, and obviously, you went into the medicinal side because obviously being encouraged by your family.
Yes.
Being encouraged by your family. I mean, was you enthusiastic about it during those times?
No, because I really wanted to go to drama school. I really wanted to pursue a career in the arts. I love the theatre.
I could see you
I love
dancing.
the whole thing. Sorry?
I could see you dancing and twirling and doing the whole...
Yeah, I love the whole thing around the creativity of expression in that arena. And, yeah, but it just wasn't, So actually I did it part-time, and I did do some roundhouse stuff and did some stuff at Sloane Square Theatre, did a little bit of TV stuff, in the background, because when you really... something, I think you should pursue it, or even have some of it in your life, because if we die and leave this world with our song inside of us, then it's a sad thing. So I think sorry.
Yes, I think that's a really powerful nugget right there, because many people may be doing something and it may not exactly be what they want, but we have 24 hours in a day. We have like a 7-day week, so I would say, so what you're saying is that people shouldn't be afraid to explore their passion, even on a part-time basis, just to try something out. Absolutely, because there are people out there in jobs, and they're doing it because it brings a certain amount of money. And I get those people here when they've broken down, and actually at the end of the day, they've had to walk away, or walked away from jobs that bring in the 7 figures, some people, because they no longer care about it, because they realize that they've lost themselves somewhere in the dream that they had that wasn't fulfilled. So they're working for someone, they're making an enormous amount of money, but they're unwell, unfulfilled, and definitely unhappy. And if you haven't got fulfillment in life and you're not happy, then I don't care how much money you have. And then you lose your health on top because you're not happy. So, as I say, I know people today who, they 5 Bentleys, they had all of the properties, and they lost everything. And they are the happiest that they've ever been. Really?
Having come out. Yes. I know somebody, it's a dear friend of mine. He had the lot, and he is the happiest he has ever been when he lost everything and found himself.
That's really powerful. So many times people are chasing wealth, people are chasing money, but what you've seen through your experience is that it's more than that, isn't it?
If you're chasing wealth and you're not chasing your health, then you're going to lose one or the other. If you combine and know that life,
salt on that, salt.
That if you have something on your plate, it's nice to have a variety of things there, and you work with each, you have each thing that you can flavor. If you become so pulled down in one thing, and nothing becomes part of that thing, then it just doesn't work. Nothing works on its own. We don't work on our own. We all need each other in order to make things work. The pants and the clothes you're wearing today, them. So that had to come from somebody else. So everybody is part of something, right? And we need to know that in order to be a whole society, which is why you see now how the society is so broken and so scattered, and our young men are out there killing each other, which is really, really a painful thing for me, because some of that is attributed to bad diet, bad bringing up, not understanding life, not understanding themselves, and not even understanding that as they're stabbed and murdering themselves, each one's a donor. Each one becomes a donor.
It's true. That's a very strong point.
And when I say a donor, I'm going to really make this clear in what I'm saying here. If you do not sign not to have your organs taken when you die, it is then used in that way when you're taken into hospital. I don't know if you realise that.
How do you mean?
I mean that when you die, if you have something to say that you don't want your organs to be given to somebody else, like your liver, your kidneys to be used, your corneas to be used, then they're taken. They're used to help somebody else, to give somebody else life.
Okay. So,
yeah.
okay.
So what I'm saying, yeah?
Yeah, go on.
So that's all I'm saying, is that the way societies and the way things are, when we don't understand ourselves and understand how our body works, then, we're just left to how it is, isn't it?
Yeah.
We're just left out there without any direction.
That's very true. And so obviously, so you've had a lot of insights, and you've gone through life, and you've gone through your journey, and you were, involved in the arts, doing things that you knew that you would enjoy. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just curious to know, how were your parents about you showing that particular interest? Did they try to stifle it? And where did the holistic, health, natural health message start to be born in you?
Okay, so that's what I said in the beginning. My parents, especially my father, did try to stifle it. But I found it anyway, even with what I was doing. But then I realized that in the medical field, what I was doing, it wasn't satisfying me.
Really?
Satisfying me at all? No.
So
because
this is young Merlee dissecting bodies. Yeah,
but it wasn't. The dissection actually came into this part of my naturopathy field.
Okay.
In that area, I was a nurse. I was doing what I was told by the doctors, blah, 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 getting the this, doing the that, bloods, blah, blah, blah. But even in that small area, I could see that people weren't getting well. And definitely the food that was, and the care, you couldn't really hug a patient or be tactile. And I realized that I wasn't being fulfilled. Wow. And I left.
Strong things. So how did your parents respond when you left? Before you answer that question, we're going to go to a timeout.
Okay. Cool.
All right. So imagine, by that time, how long were you working in the field?
For what? For nursing?
Yeah.
From I was 19 until I was 23.
Okay, all right, so that's a good couple of years, all right, and obviously everyone's thinking, okay, she's in that field that everyone expects her to be in, and then young Merlee decides to leave. We're gonna find out what happened next. All right, after we take a quick time out. All right, so we're gonna go. All right, and we're gonna go to some morning readings with the one and only Hercules. So stay there, Merlee. All right, and guys, if you've got questions for Merlee Harris, please feel free to send it onto our live chat. All right, and definitely we'll ask her as we go along through the show. And today on our pursuit of success, we have the one and only Merlee Harris, okay? And just before we go back to Merlee Harris, we have some breakfast show talkers here, and I think Merlee, this is to you. So a gentleman called Emmanuel, one of our breakfast show faithful, says, I have been through a lot of stress in the past 2 years, lost a lot of sleep at times, a lot of late nights, sleeping on average of 3 hours per day. My diet is being very poor. I feel a lot of muscle pain, irritability. My memory is also very poor. I think he's walked right into that one. What would
Shall I answer him?
Yeah, answer him, Emmanuel. Yeah.
Okay. Well, clearly all of those things will happen because his adrenals, the kidneys, have little glands on top called the adrenals, and they need to rest. So by 11 o'clock latest, that person, Mr. Emmanuel, needs to be in bed. And obviously he knows all these things are wrong. So what is he wanting to do to put those things right? Because he's listed a whole load of things that he clearly knows he shouldn't be doing, but he's still doing it. So what exactly is he waiting to happen before he'll turn that around. And that's what I say to people. How bad does it need to get? Do something.
Sorry about that. It's just like you just drop it like it's hot, like, you know.
Yeah, I dropped the mic. It's exactly as it's hot because this when you get questions like this, this is somebody who wants a magic bullet, wants a magic pill, and wants you to say it's okay. You can eat your McDonald's, drink your coffee, have your cigarettes, have your whatever, and if you take this, then that will fix you. It doesn't go like that. You have to go down and clean it out.
Wow.
Because the more you're going to add to that bin with all the rubbish in it, the dirtier that bin's going to get because it becomes concentrated. And just like I mentioned on the news today, the young man who lives on the food he's lived on and he's lost his sight.
Wow.
So, we have to wake up to health if we want the wealth.
We have to own
We've
up.
got to really wake up.
Oh, wake up, yeah. Definitely. And
he probably didn't want me to say that, but I've got to tell him as it is because it's tough love. This
is it. I think, and I think this is what people like about you, Merlee, is that, you won't sugarcoat it because you just sincerely want to help the person. He says, I feel like I need help to restore my health. Currently looking for a good nutritionist as I'm sleeping a lot better now. All right, so definitely, I think we shared with him the Beechcroft Retreat website where you can get all your info.
That would be fabulous.
As well, no?
Which one?
Chanel.
Yep. Okay, we've got another breakfast show talker there. I'm putting it in the chat now.
She says, I have learned to love my job, but I wanted to be a businesswoman. This is very inspirational of you, Merlee, for doing something you love. I just can't wait for paydays every month.
Yeah.
What do you have to say to that?
Yeah. And that's the thing. She's waiting for payday every month, but wants to be this businesswoman. Well, still doing the job. There is things that she can do that she can then end up doing the thing that she really, really loves. But I suppose work, family, lifestyle probably makes people feel like they haven't got the time. That's what I hear all the time. I haven't got the time. And I say to people, but you're going to have to find the time, otherwise find you, where you work yourself so hard that you have to stop. You can't physically get up to do that thing.
It's true.
So if you've got something that you love, then when you have time off in the weekends or something, you must get some time to yourself. Start to pursue that thing. Start on that dream of getting that what you really want, because if you just stick with the money side of somebody, then that becomes where it just becomes, well, you can't be bothered, you'll get in the money, and fear stops you. But faith, if you've got faith, faith should make you step into another arena and say, I can actually do this thing, and find a mentor, find people that you admire, already done the thing, and talk and speak to them.
Yeah.
Because sometimes all we need is somebody to actually help us to realize that dream or to help us to that. But if you just stick with your day-to-day, getting on the train, get into the job, to get the money at the end of the day, you come back, you're so exhausted. Your brain just wants to shut off, to rest, to start the wheel again on Monday morning. So we have to take time out to really do the thing we love in our lives. Will reward you, I promise you. I started off in my front room making up hair oils and creams for clients when my children were tiny.
Yeah. Oh, so and you had kids as well. Wow.
Yeah, I had my two small children, and I was making up hair oil, labeling, putting in jars, and that became really, really big business to the point where somebody from America actually found out about my products and wanted pay me quite a lot of money at the time for me to give them the recipe for it, which I didn't. Didn't do, and back in the day that was a lot of money. But I knew I had something, and I also knew I had the passion, knowing that I could take this to another level. And so from there, I went on to start to look at what all the different alternative things were out there, medicine, herbal medicine, and to my training.
I don't
to be, you know.
Yeah, because sorry to cut you, Merlee, because this is the thing. Because you come from a time. I know that obviously Caribbean, you know, it'd be like, yeah, soursop leaf or da. It will just do this, that, and the other. Just, you know, general, like, you drink some soursop.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, however, you seem to, and Chanel, I hope Merlee's answer helped you there. All right, you know, it was a bit of a shake.
Chanel, you call me, love. I'll help you. You get help in no time.
There you go. All right, Chanel. All right, and
please pass my number on to Chanel. If she has the passion, we can make it work.
Sounds like a plan. Definitely will do. And also your numbers on the website as well, right?
I hope it is.
Yeah,
it should be.
Yes, of course. I've checked it as well. All right, so definitely we've got that on our live chat, so they've got access to it.
And for people to email me, I'm really happy to get an email.
Okay.
From people who want to, you know, just go a bit further with their health or a bit more with becoming successful in their business.
No problem. We're going to give him an email as soon as we're about to wrap up. Okay. So what I want to know is, Merlee, because you come from a medical background, and obviously Caribbeans, I know, even Africans, you know, we go get some bark, you know, making into a tea, you know, but it's just general. But you seem to have gone very specific. You seem to have, like, you know, explored a broader arena in terms of natural health.
7 years training in it, Robert. 7 years training in medical I'm a medicalist.
Yeah.
To know the plant, to know exactly what all of them do, not just, you know, sometimes you even go down, when you go down to get these herbs from, you know, our people, and it's like, yes, this is good for that, and everything is good for everything, right?
Yeah, exactly, yeah.
Because they haven't specifically learned how the plant works in the body. That's what I've done. And so that's part of my naturopathy training.
You know what? We're gonna, you know, there's too much. I knew it. I just knew it's gonna happen because you have too much. Like, you're just like, just a lot. Like, I don't know how to manage this power. Okay, I'll stop being crazy. Well, you know what we're gonna do? We're gonna have to stop there.
Okay.
Yeah, because what we're gonna.
Robert.
Yes.
The gentleman that asked about the health thing, give him the details of my book, because that might help him.
Okay, that's cool. That's another one. What's the name of your book?
This Digestive Enzymes Detecting Leaky Gut Syndrome.
The Digestive
Enzymes Detecting a Leaky Gut Syndrome, and you can get it on Amazon. And it's very informative. And, you know, if we get our gut right, I know we haven't gone into that today, but the gut-brain connection is really important in there. And if people knew how to make that work effectively, it could help them with a lot of issues out there.
Fantastic. All right, so Emmanuel, I hope you got that. We've literally put it on our live chat, okay? And just obviously make sure you do it with Merlee Harris, yeah? Absolutely phenomenal stuff there. But obviously, Merlee, just before I got you there, what's your email address?
My email is passionateabout.health @gmail.com.
Okay, excellent. All right, so definitely, Emmanuel, I would recommend you send Merlee an email, and also Chevy, feel free to get through to Merlee as well. Just send that email, or you can get more information from the website. All right, so look, because Merlee, you know, you've got such a big journey, and we normally go through a gradual process, but there's so much that's happened on your journey that it's just, we've taken so many nuggets from different places. Yeah, you're someone that you had a passion in you. That, you know, family, as much as their great intentions are for us, it was trying to stifle what you wanted to do, which is to be a creative. However, the great thing is you're someone that you don't just accept no. I believe everyone got the gist that you're someone that you're a lot of a go-getter to go and get what you want.
Right.
So what I want us to do, we're gonna take a time out, all right, because we're coming to the wellness section of the show, and I would love for you to give the wellness tip for today. All right.
The wellness tip for today?
So don't worry, we're going to go for a break so you can think of a good one, where we usually share with everybody things that they have in their kitchen cupboard, their home, their garden, their local grocery store, things that can do, wonders for their health and their well-being.
A little tip, yeah?
Yeah, just a little tip.
Okay.
And that's it. So we're coming to the last 10 minutes of the show. We're just going to go into some morning readings with the one and only Hercules. So everybody stay locked on, stay tuned in. Chanel says, on it! She's on the website.
Good.
Julie Field says, Robert Merlee needs to come back. Yes, Julie. Julie's from Leeds. It's Leeds, right? Before I get beaten up. Or Leicester. Okay. Well, anyway, Julie, we're gonna continue part 2 next week. All right, and we'll just look at how we're gonna. It's another journey itself. How you manage to become so specific in the natural way of health.
Okay.
You know what I mean, and also going into the Beechcroft retreat. And your mind's frame, imagine this, you're going to do the retreat over in France, you're like, you know what, why should I take everybody over here? I'm gonna find a place over there, let me see, on the
for myself.
There we go, right there. All right. That's it, there we go, there we go, Beechcroft, there we go.
Yeah, and that's the thing, and that's the same thing, a mundane job, somebody's paying you and you think you're an artist and you've got something, just have faith and take the leap of faith.
That's it.
It will happen for you.
Connect online Monday to Friday with special guests for inspiration, motivation to start your morning right. Music, banter, fun and laughter. Connect when you start your mornings with The Breakfast Show. Only on libertyradio.co.uk. That's right, The Breakfast Show is back. libertyradio.co.uk from 6:30 a.m.